Sicho, on Saturday, we heard reports that we might just lose Nora Hauptle. Did this come to you as a surprise?
No. And anybody who is surprised by that is just blatantly dishonest and unfair. When I look at the job that she has done, I'm surprised she stayed here for this long. Because African women's football is growing and it's growing fast. And there are very few, unfortunately in Africa, there are very few African countries that are a little competitive on the international stage. So the market for good coaches in women's football, they've got elite women team in Africa who are always looking for, top coaches to push them up. And Nora Hauptle came to the Black Queens at a time where it was at its all-time low. Yeah. But if you look at the job that she's gone on to do to lift them from where they were and get them to qualify to, the women's AFCON and do the way and play the way she's played, then it's amazing. So I was always thinking that we might not be paying attention to the fact that she won't be here for long. And the more serious countries have started looking at her. And I'm not surprised that the rumors that she's turned out the contract from the GFA. Yeah. As soon as those rumors got onto the airwaves or onto the media space or new media, she hops onto her LinkedIn account and she drops a post that I completely agree with, trying to explain and compare the Black Queens to other countries that she's going to compete with at the Women's AFCON. When you look at the sheer number of friendly games that these ladies in other countries have played, Ghana is nowhere near them. Yeah. So it's impossible for her to improve her team or learn about her team or try new plays or try new things because the opportunities to test the team through friendly games are just not available for her. And when you work in an environment where you've got an FA that is able to fly its under-20 to play friendly games in Germany, in the last 2 years, they've been able to fly the U17 team all over the world to play football games. And they've not been able to pay any attention or whatsoever to the best performing national team in the last 2 to 3 years. And it quite clearly tells you where their priorities lie. And we are not saying they shouldn't pay attention to the youth teams. We need them to. But of course, there's supposed to be a certain level of equity in planning. And they've not demonstrated that to the Queens. We know that we're looking at playing 2 friendly games. We know that those friendly games were not going to happen because of finances. Yeah. People are mentioning that it's around $40,000 that they need to do that. And so if you work in this kind of environment, for the level of coach that she is and the job that she's come to do, if I'm her, I think I'm better than the environment. I think I deserve a lot more than the environment is giving me. So it doesn't surprise me that she's allegedly turned down the FA's offer, and she's looking to leave to a more serious football country or a country that is more serious with their women's football. So I wish her all the best. She's a human being to begin with, and we should be happy when people do well and they are going into better opportunities. So I'm happy for her for that. But it's a sad issue here in Ghana football that the one coach who is doing an incredible job, we can't keep hold of her because we can't give her what she needs to stay in the job. But we are doing everything under the sun to keep a coach who has failed. A coach who couldn't qualify Ghana to the AFCON. A coach who couldn't win a game in the AFCON.
This one is free shit.
I'm going to mention Otuado's name. I think I have to meet Otuado sometime next week, but I have to say, it's Otuado. he's not been successful, at least in the AFCON qualifiers. And the facts are there, I'm not saying it. Anybody you can't pretend. Yeah. Everybody can read those lines and know that he's not been successful. The FA has done everything in their part to keep him at the job till date. But when it comes to Nora Hauptle, they've not created the environment for her to thrive. And that is why I think that it is fair for any right-thinking person to understand why she might want to leave.
Daniel, some of the things you were talking about here, we are on television, so it's actually difficult to see. But some of the things I saw before writing that story, I was a bit disheartened by the fact that this is a woman who is not even interested in our money, actually. But we've not been able to do the basic things for her. The incessant pressures she mounted on the FA just to get 2 friendly matches against Senegal and Tunisia because of $40,000. And in fact, not anyone told me. There were things I saw with my eyes before we did those stories. And if you have, like you mentioned, you have an association that can fly its under-20 team to Germany to go and play friendly matches. They were actually able to get $300,000 from a bank to pay Otuado for qualifying Ghana to the FIFA World Cup. But today they're telling us they can reach $40,000 for two friendly matches.
Yeah, that's enough. That sees it proper that its management committee members can earn $100,000 each just for being at the World Cup and for failing to qualify from the group stage. So it doesn't make any sense. It makes absolutely no sense that they can't get 40,000 for. That they need to prepare for what is their best shot of doing well at any tournament.
Danny, what did Nora bring to the Black Queens that we would be missing?
First of all, it's very disgraceful and it's sad. It's sad for me, and I feel sorry for the playing body. I feel sorry for the playing body.
Your girls.
Yeah, you see, we don't seem to understand, and that's what this one doesn't make me sad. It annoys me because those in football understand how football works.
Yeah.
And it's a ripple effect, it's a cycle. So what we did to the maidens in chopping them down because of an administrative error which got them banned from the FIFA competition, it affected the Black Princesses. We may not know, but the Black Princesses who went to the World Cup earlier this year were a group of players who should have been in the maidens, who probably would have qualified and had world experience before they're under 20. And if you look at the successes that they churned out this year, so there was the WAFU that they qualified for, that they won, sorry, the WAFU under 20, then they qualified for the World Cup. They were looking pretty good ahead of the World Cup, only to go, and you could clearly tell the inexperience is what let them down. Now ask yourself, had this group been or gone to a World Cup 2 years prior, if it hadn't been for that administrative error from the FA, they probably wouldn't have had the butterflies in their stomach and chickened out at the big stage the way they did. But it was just down to sheer inexperience. Now there's a ripple effect. These girls also graduate into the Black Queens. And if you look at the new Black Queens that Nora Hauptle has built, she basically took players from, she froze out the established names in the Black Queens and took players from the under 20, about 2 years ago's under 20 team, and has built this young, ripe team. Now, I knew there was trouble when we were playing the Olympic qualifier against Zambia, the second leg. Now, for anybody who watched that game, look, we were watching a team that has missed out on the last two AFCONs take on a powerhouse
in Zambia.
Zambia don't just have the best player on the continent. They have the most expensive player in the world. Who plays for Real Madrid. So they have two of the best players in the world. And it's not just two. The entire core of Zambia's, from the goalkeeper to their central defensive pair to the midfielder to Banda, have been to at least 2 Olympic Games. Now, at least 2 Olympic Games means at least for 4 years they've had that international experience and they've played at the highest level. And we went to Zambia, a goal down from the first leg. And it took Zambia the last kick of the game to gain qualification to the Olympics. And you see, because we don't take women's football serious over here, we think, but you watch the game, you look at how full the stadium was. And it wasn't free gate. They paid money to come and watch the Copper Queens. They paid money.
11-1 hours stadium.
Yeah, it's a big deal over there. And as soon as that game finished, when we started hearing from the Zambian, our colleagues in Zambia, that there was now pressure for their FA to hire Nora Hauptle. What does it tell you? They can clearly see the body of work. And Zambia want to go to the next level. So they see Ghana's coach as someone who can take them to the next level. But we have the next leveler. And we are treating her in the team like they are an afterthought. She comfortably qualified for an AFCON that we failed to qualify for 2 editions in a row. It was so easy.
Last time we were there was 2018.
It was so. I think this is the easiest the Black Queens have ever qualified for an AFCON. If you look at the goals they scored and how easy they dispatched of certain teams in the competition, and if you look at the form that the Black Queens were showing, especially on the back of that Zambia game, you look at Nora Hauptle and you tell yourself, there's no way that she would go to that AFCON or that AFCON and not qualify from the group. And it's so simple to qualify for the FIFA World Cup now. It's so easy. Top 4. They've extended the teams. Top 4. Reach the semi-final, you've qualified for an AFCON. So for the GFA to sit down and look at it, it's like we don't like good things. So it's like we don't, it's that we don't see it or we just don't like it. And for me, it's a reflection of the leadership. Not just the leader of the FA, but the person who is in charge of women's football in the school. it's a clear reflection because that is like everything that follows them is failure. And I don't get it. No, it's true. See, it's not funny. It's actually very frustrating because you can't look at your body of work over 4 years and everything that is attached to you is failure. Since the election, we do under 17 girls. They've not played now until recent. In fact, Sunday is when they came back into action. This last week, and they've gone to win the Wafu girls.
Yeah.
We'll sit down there. Let's bet. We'll sit down there and we'll watch these girls, and in the next 4 years, that's it for them. You have a Black Queens that are on the brink of history. You look at this group, and everybody in the continent can see. So much so that they are putting pressure and trying to win your coach. And you are sitting there, and all you have to do is to release 40K. $40,000 is Kudus and Paki, their appearance fee, not winning bonus. Their appearance fee.
When they went to the AFCON.
Just that too, the two of them.
Yeah.
So 2 players in the Black Stars will say, okay, I will not take my appearance fee. And it is enough for adequate preparation for the Black Queens for an AFCON. And that one, you can't do it. Like you are genuinely, after qualifying so easily for this competition, after your team showing so much promise, you are going to sabotage them by not providing the necessary funds for them to not prepare. And then when they go to the AFCON, you travel and go and watch some. So the cost of your tickets, no. You see, like, you don't get what I'm saying. But the cost of your ticket to go and travel and watch them and pay hotel, isn't it enough to
take your pay?
Are you, see? So we need to start asking ourselves this question. Are they interested in enjoying the perks of the job, or they actually want to do the job?
They want to do the job, I bet.
Because if you want to do the job, when we are watching the World Cups and things, and they go to the VIP spots, it is only Ghana and Africa that you see the entire ministry cabinet in the VIP spot. Everybody is there, from MP to this thing. They are all there. It is only Ghana.
Parliament was empty during Qatar.
Yes, all of them.
Not just Qatar, even Abidjan.
Yeah.
When we were going to play Egypt.
To go and play 3 games and come home.
When I saw them, I was shocked.
Why?
No, but
why do we do this?
This is where we need to also start questioning government to a very large extent, because to be fair, they fund the national team. I've got my issues with the FA. If the government is not paying, you find the money to pay, because you know you owe it to the team as well. Yeah. Because like I said, I'm not sure government funded their trip to Germany. I'm not sure they funded...
In fact, I'm stating it categorically. The ministry was not even aware that the Black Satellites was in Germany.
Absolutely.
They had no clue.
And the FA got
for
away.
24-hour friendly.
And they got away with it.
Yeah.
It was so shocking speaking to people at the ministry, confidently say that, and they took their team to Germany without even telling anyone. I was like,
how is that even possible?
How is that even possible?
So even though the FA manages the team and the government funds it, if the FA has been able to find a way to get these 2 teams there, they should be able to find a way. They should be able to prioritize. Because at the time these 2 teams have been traveling around, they should have known government support to the women's team wasn't enough. Yeah. So if they were prioritizing and they were doing their budgeting, they would have done allocating some more funds to the Queens and getting them to be there. But that is just not what they've done. And let me just, to give Ghanaians a fair idea of what we are speaking about and the gravity of the issue here. Yeah. Nora Hauptle herself posted, as I said, on her LinkedIn page, that the number of games that other African countries have played in 2024, South Africa have played 15 times. 15 times.
15 matches.
Yes, 15 times. That is more than a game every month. Mm-hmm. Right? More than a game, 1 point something every month. Yeah. Now, Nigeria have played 12 times, 3 shy of South Africa. You've got Zambia, who have played 12 times as well. Morocco have played 11 times. Algeria, 10 times. Botswana have played 10 times, right? And Ghana has only played, guess what, 3 times. And Ghana is supposed to go in there and compete with
these same countries.
And when you look at the countries I mentioned in the first 4, it's no surprise that when we have to go to the World Cup, they keep appearing. Yeah. Because they know how to get their teams ready.
The Olympic Games.
And the Olympic Games.
This was an Olympic year.
Some
of these matches are high-level
competitive games. So if we want to, and this is the benchmark, right? The South African team, Nigerian team, Zambian team, that is the benchmark. And if they are playing these number of games in a year, and you want to reach that level, you can't afford to be playing, 3 games, 4 games. You need to be pushing yourself and testing yourself. So it's disappointing from the government's viewpoint. But again, also disappointed from the managers of the team, the FA, that have been able to do same for teams where many people will speculate that because they want to sell players, it's easy for them to find money for them to travel with them. But because they don't necessarily gain so much from the Queens,
even if they can't find the money, they are able to arrange that, oh, please fly this team here for us. But you cannot even arrange
my major question, you see, is on a personal note with the people in charge. Like, why do you want everything? And everything is not an understatement. Everything that is attached to your job description and what you are in charge of during your spell, why do you want everything to be associated with failure? Why? Like the Black Stars have failed, Porto, 2024, the worst year ever in Black Stars history. And then the one that is going to give you something good, like you can literally end 2024 on a good note. You there prepare well and let us have them for the next AFCON. I don't want you are spoiling it for the girls. I don't understand though. Like you people cry, why? Like, do you enjoy it? Do you enjoy when you feel consistently every single
Is the FA saying though that if CAF and FIFA do give them money for the year, and in the audits,
for the Queens.
In the audits, they tell FIFA that, oh, we spend this much on our Queens and get them ready for the AFCON. FIFA and CAF are going to look at them and tell them it was misplaced.
There's actually a specific budget for women's football.
Absolutely what I'm saying.
The money, you remember?
The World Cup Blast, it went to women's coffers.
The AFCON budget money.
They went
into a women's football
account. It was the AFCON, that's right.
You are laughing.
No, it's quite interesting.
The money that the boys took 20K, that one went into a women's football development account. But when it's time to develop football, you can't put 40,000.
You can't find
players. What two players took?
You see, some of the things I saw. Some of the things I saw.
Charlie, the team is serious. It is serious matter. And then they jump plus one at football.
No, you see, and this is why. If my sister, if my wife, my girlfriend is playing in the Queens, there is no way from the depth of my heart I'm wishing the Black Stars well.
Yeah.
If my community lady, if my friend is playing for the Queens and you treat them this way, and I look at the amount of money you spend on the Black Stars, there's absolutely no way. I look at the Black Stars and think they are worth the amount of money you pump in there and wish them well from the bottom of my heart. Because I'm thinking, this is crazy, this is unfair. You know, we are not asking for the same amount of money, we're asking for a chicken change of 40,000 as compared to the amount of money you spend on the senior men's national team. It's not forthcoming.
On Saturday, someone asked me a question. Are you sure they paid the Black Stars coach $50,000? Someone asked me that question on Saturday. Because the person could not believe, after the story went out, the person could not believe that they needed $40,000 just last month for 2 friendly matches. 2 matches, not even one, 2 matches. And we couldn't afford it. But every single month, we can get $50,000 to pay a coach.
30 seconds on this thing. You see,
we are
especially people in like the upcoming generation who don't really understand the importance of the Black Queens went to 2 World Cups before the Black.
Oh, yes.
99, 2003.
Oh, yes. They put us on the map way before the Black Stars.
They put us on the map way before the Black Stars.
99, 203, 207.
207.
Yes.
3 consecutive World Cups. I'm saying they did 2 in a row before the Black Stars even went for 1.
Yeah.
They won Ghana's first game at the World Cup.
Yeah.
They beat Australia. Australia at that time were miles ahead of Ghana in terms of women's football development.
Still are, yes.
We went there, we beat them. Alberta Saki's goal was nominated for goal of the century.
Yeah.
And we are sitting, Charlie, this be Adra Bio in Timo. Like, you can use Adra Bio for all the props and things to make yourself look good. But when it comes to doing the work to make sure that we get the next crop of Adra Bios and
bro, right now, Zambia, Morocco are better football nations than Ghana. It doesn't make sense.
The one in
South Africa.
South
Africa used to be
women's football. The one in charge of women's football.
On the ESCO.
Every day, Instagram, 5 pictures. But you don't know how to do it. Every day, you are posting pictures. And when it comes to your life outside football, so manya. Everything associated with the TBR has to be massive.
Alberta Saki.
You are happy. You are overseeing this thing and you are happy.
Alberta Saki actually presented the Women's Coach of the Year at the CAF Awards recently.
Yeah.
These are people we can actually use as ambassadors for our female national teams, the Black Queens. And it is interesting to note that it appears we do not even care what is actually happening to these people. I'm shocked.
If we were following the prop like USA, the U.S. women's football national team started making waves internationally before the men.
Oh, and even so now they're even.
So when they sit down and they go to the board and they tell them that we demand equal pay, they're able to give them.
Oh, yeah.
Because they've been able to grow the interest in women's football and they are actually giving them benefits.
Okay, it's okay.
So when you look at what the Black Queens have done, as against, especially in recent times,
Danike, I'll give you Guinness.
Oh, I know they want Guinness. If the FIFA they want. The Guinness will be for later. But the
Guinness,
FIFA
yes, we
for
can. Ghana, we can. The Black Queens can. Either with Nora or without Nora, they will go out there and they will do well. And let me just state some figures.
Don't be saying those things.
Don't be saying those things.
Don't say they'll go out there and do well. They'll probably go there and fail. What do you mean they'll go out there and do well?
You need to be optimistic.
You don't have to. You have to be honest. You have to be honest.
Charlie, we pass
You have to be honest.
But you know one interesting thing? These are things my eyes saw feely. Not anyone told me. You gave the woman a contract and said that, okay, you will give her $5,000 as bonuses and $12,000 monthly salary. Because the woman doesn't want to stay, she says she wants $12,000. And guess what? Leadership of the FA actually appeared to be so busy to the extent that they don't even want to sit down with a woman for a conversation. That's another frustrating thing. Someone at the FA actually told me that, I'm not surprised she's gone. In fact, 2 people actually told me this at the FA. These are people who are key decision makers of Ghana football.
They don't make any key decision. How much key decision do you see in Ghana football? The league, you watch the league, you've seen our Black Queens, you've seen the ladies have won the Wafu something, Zombie.
Under 17.
Maybe that's
they beat Nigeria yesterday 5-4 on penalties.